We had just bought a $2 million factory. We had just put an order in for $100,000 worth of molds. I had 25 some odd people employed in the factory. And we lost 85% of our business in a day. Clearline I was a manufacturer's agent. It was a family business. So some guy came to us one day with a line of these pipe supports. And they were made out of plastic, and they were these dome-shaped things. And we looked at it, and we analyzed it, and we got back to him a few days later and decided that it was a good business to manufacture or to sell these pipe supports. Everything that goes on a roof, a commercial roof, you can't just lay it on a roof. It has to have something underneath it. I knew that there was an idea here. There was a need that was, people were using wood, and there was a great need for this whole pipe support business. The problem with wood blocks are that they rot. We had to find something that would equal the price of a block of wood. I started thinking about things we could make it out of. So one thing I identified was that garbage has a pretty low input cost if you want to use waste. So we found these parking curbs that were made out of recycled tires. I bought up all these seconds for a fraction of the cost. So, we would get an order, and we'd run out back and make a bunch of seaports and ship them out. And, 50 was amazing. It was, wow, we sold 50. So then we decided, of course, we had something. Tires are crumbed, and then that crumb is sold to us in large bags. We take that crumb, we mix it with glue. We put it into a mold. We press it, and out pops a seaport. And that is where we started. We made a deal with this large company out of the United States to be our master distributors for the product. It grew really quickly, and so fast that Cooper Beeline decided that the best thing they could probably do with all this great success, and they were making great money, was they should probably just try and find a way around us. So one day in April, I got a phone call, and they said, by the way, we don't need your product anymore, thanks, have a good day. All the while, behind the scenes, they were manufacturing their own copy of our product, right down to the yellow stripe, without us knowing. My dad had died just recently before that, so I was like, oh geez, Dad would not be happy if I just gave up now. And my dad was one of these guys who would never let you walk away on a potential order. I would come back and say to Dad, listen, we lost this job, the other guy got the job. And Dad would say, no, go back. We all have our influences in our lives. And definitely, if I was to choose one, that would be the most influential person. They didn't realize that they picked on an old hockey player from Winnipeg, and we got knocked down, and you always find a way to get up once in a while. So we just hunkered down and started trying to sell our way out of it. So I did that for almost 2 years. And then one day I had my airline points and I went to a solar show. So I walked up to this big booth and I see this new racking system, introducing this new solar rack. They have these Beeline seaport copies sitting underneath. There's one guy sitting there. I made a comment to him saying, well, if you really want the original product, I can help you out. So I told him a brief synopsis of the story about what happened with Beeline. And he said, well, we're not buying from them ever again. We're gonna buy from you from now on. So with that deal, over the next year and a half, we did $1.5 million worth of business. This product that he was selling exploded, and it pulled us out of all of our debt in a year and a half and saved the company. And at the same time, I came up with the idea to go after Beeline for what they did. Arrogantly enough, they just figured that we were just gonna roll over and die. And all we had to fight on was that yellow stripe that says that if you see a product on a roof with a yellow stripe, that the whole world would know that it's a seaport. That's what we won the case on. We were gone, and now our growth has been fantastic. We're growing faster than the other guy. We actually are the lowest cost producer of pressed rubber of anybody in the world. And that was always my goal, was to stay in front. We've become a serial entrepreneurial company. We have a lot of businesses going. We're continually trying to find other ways to create income and create revenue streams. There's 15 new companies new business ideas that we're working on. So I looked for something else that would help with my business, help the networking. And so CME was about being able to sit around with other manufacturers who we all have the same related problems. HR, shipping, receiving, everything that we do, manufacturing and lean implementation, all that, we all are doing the same thing. You can do anything, you just have to figure out how to get it done. Whether or not it's feasible or functional or whatever in the end is the next thing. But the answer is yes, it can happen. If you say yes to everything and figure out how, it makes life a lot more successful. Basically, I've invented a rubber block, which is spectacular.